So this is a little bit of a clarification on shade. I was having trouble with that word yesterday. Um, Most of us in South Louisiana know shade to be pronounced l'ombre. Mets-toi à l'ombre. Put yourself in the shade. Sors de le soleil et va à l'ombre. Get out of the sun and go into the shade. And the reason I was having so much trouble with that is when I looked up the spelling for shade, it's ombre, O-M-B-R-E, or ombre. We would have said ombre. And shade as we knew it and pronounced it was always the shade, le ombre, and it was blended together, l'ombre. So for many of us who grew up in South Louisiana and were handed on French verbally through the spoken word, sometimes it's hard for us to wrap our minds around those words. You know, I would look at ombre and say, gosh, I just never heard that word. And can I get a witness? C'était longtemps passé qu'on parlait français souvent dans la famille. It was a long time ago that we spoke French all the time in the family, or frequently. And so a lot of it is coming back slowly by slowly. So, l'ombre, mets-toi à l'ombre. Get yourself in the shade. Sors de le soleil. Get out of the sun. And I learned a new word yesterday. Merci à Stéphanie de la France. Elle m'a montré que ombrage means a shade produced by a bunch of trees, an ombrage. Le cour est ombragé. The yard is shaded. And it's shade that comes from trees when we say that. L'ombre qui vient de peut-être un bâtisse, shade that comes from a building. Ce serait pas un ombrage. Ce serait l'ombre. That wouldn't be shade from generated from trees, but rather just shade. So that's our little lesson on shade. On a un tas de l'ombre dans la cour ici. C'est le j'ai dans le cours de mon voisin Ernie Tronjon, et il a un tas de l'ombre dans sa cour, et moi j'ai aussi un tas de l'ombre dans ma cour avec tous les arbres qu'on a après la maison. I'm in my neighbor Ernie's yard, and he has a lot of shade in his yard, and I have a lot of shade in my yard as well, with all of the trees that are around the house. That's our little clarification lesson on shade, l'ombre.